All right. So thanks everybody for coming out to the launch and naming and christening ceremony of my new car. There are a lot of reasons actually for having the ceremony, and the main reason is to christen it. And if you don't know what christening is, it's to give it good luck in the future. And traditionally it's been done on ships and airplanes, and usually what they'll do is they'll take a wine bottle and smash it against the hull of the ship or airplane and bring it good luck that way. Can't really do that on a car. So I'm actually going to fuse it with a different way of christening that they do on airplanes, usually for when they retire. And that is when they will take a arch of water, and after the airplane lands, it'll drive underneath the water. So I'm going to kind of fuse both of those together. After the naming and the launch, there will be a reception with all of our snacks. And a lot of you are probably wondering what the name of the car is. I won't tell you yet. But there is a meaning behind it, and there's also a meaning behind the prefix. The prefix will be MV. Now, just out of curiosity, can anybody probably guess what MV might stand for?
Motor vehicle.
Exactly, motor vehicle.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, Jerry.
and actually, I kind of got that idea from the ship prefixes, like RMS for RMS Titanic. That would be Royal Mail Ship. And actually, there was an MV, and that stood for motor vessel. So, MV for this one. The ship I'm naming it after actually used to be a White Star Line ship. No, it's not Titanic. And
I told you it should have been.
no. It went down on its main voyage. I don't want this thing to crash. So it came from a former White Star Line ship, and actually the reason why I chose this name is the fact that the ship originally did not belong to White Star. It was actually built by the German Hapag company, and when World War I started, it was actually taken over by the British Admiralty for use as a warship. And following the war, the Germans had to repatriate the British lines with their ships. And one such ship went to the White Star Line. The other two went to Cunard and the United States lines. And this one, because it had been a used ship, I decided to give that name to this car. And actually, interestingly enough, when it was handed over to White Star, it was jointly owned between White Star and Cunard. And in 1931, Cunard did dissolve that relationship, which was kind of dumb because several years later, in 1934, the two would merge to become Cunard White Star, and this, her namesake, would continue with that company up until 1936. So I originally wanted to name it, I had two names picked out, Queen Mary, but I'm going to reserve that for new builds, and Berengaria, which was another Cunard line. So what led up to getting the car? Independence. I gained some independence when I got my permit. I gained even more when I got my license and began driving. Now I'm actually getting my own car, and this year I plan on moving out as soon as I find a better job. Also, I've been in my relationship for about 4 years now, and to kind of keep that going happily, anyway, I would like to be able to move out, have a car, that way he's not spending gas money every single trip. And also to work in school. I go to Scottsdale Community College, and it's kind of a long jaunt between here and there, especially when going in the truck. You have to take me up, come back, go get mom, come back, go get me, come back every day. Uses up a lot of gas money.
But I look forward to it every day.
Because you're retired, that's why.
But more than anything, I would like to say thank you to my grandmother. She's not here today. But I wanted to say thank you to her because she's actually the one that came up with the 10 grand to purchase the car. So she paid that for me. The only thing that came out of my pocket was about $200 extra, as well as money for insurance and gas. So what's in store for the future? A lot of hardships. Insurance is kicking my butt right now. It's $261 a month with all of my discounts put on. So I'm trying to find a lot of money to do that, along with what I have up in my savings. Also, I see a lot of growth coming up in the future. Not only with independence, but maturity and everything that comes along with actually getting out of the house. And as I mentioned, I'll be moving out. My goal is May, assuming I can find a new job. I'm on Snag a job right now. And but May 31st, I hope to be actually moved out. And so, as I close the page on this chapter in my life, I gladly open the next chapter. A chapter filled with dreams and excitement, adventure, and most importantly, life. I look forward to the many places I will go, the people I will meet, and this car will be along for the ride, no pun intended. And so, it is with great pride that I choose a godmother for this car. The woman who shall have the honor of setting her forth on this bold new mission is Chris Watson. Come on up.
Did you name what you named it?
Huh?
Not yet.
And I would like to present to you the certificate.
Oh, yes, I will. That's so sweet.
Now, open up the envelope and read off the name.
Okay, the big moment. Let me put this down so I don't wrinkle it. I feel like I'm at the Oscars. Okay, are we ready for this? Yeah. I named this car Majestic. May God bless her and all who ride in it. Cheers. It's gonna make it corrupt. Oh, look. I'm so proud of you.
All right. So now my mom.
Okay. You're okay. Is that going to be on your license plate?
Huh?
Did I get it?
Oh no, that's not going to be on the license plate. I don't want to pay the extra money for it. But these are magnetized and they will stay on the car.
There you go.
And now I do believe my mom has a speech that she would like to give. Yeah, you don't want to get that.
No. I want my certificate.
Chris, how do you guys want to tell your car's in the park?
Easy has a spoiler.
I was brainstorming for an idea of what my speech was going to be about tonight, but I kind of had to incorporate this guy's article into my speech because this guy's a really good writer. In the beginning, he says, "Move ahead on reaching goals today." Taking the lead. I can't do it.
It's okay.
Okay. There's some puns in here, so you'll like this. Remember the word I told you to remember?
Yes.
The game plan. Okay. Long ago, you had a dream to own a PT Cruiser with wood trim. This is no longer. Okay. This is no longer an option or a good choice. You took the lead and got your driver's license. With that comes worries of how you're going to manage. You're managed because you did this. You did this great. So far, the ambition of wanting to own came with the realization of getting rid of things that were a comfort to you. Today, you move ahead, but remember when you are in the lead that all distractions come in all sizes and shapes. Cars, people. Sometimes being in the lead means giving others the right of way because this, of course, is showing the defensive side of yourself. With Majestic comes discipline, effort, and no laziness to accomplish moving forward in a long journey that the two of you will endure. The game plan now is to move ahead, and when you look back, you will be amazed at what you have finished, and then wonder why you didn't start sooner. I got that line from a while back. There will be good and bad times. This is from Dad. But you will triumph over these obstacles. Later, you and Majestic will depart, thus having the knowledge and confidence in building Majestic 2. Best advice? Which you already have done this, but you got to keep this in your mind. Don't be afraid of failure and don't abandon it. Because when you're not afraid, you are the happiest. our blessings for a fantastic ride. Good luck. So this guy, I'm going to read what this guy wrote, and you can see how I went. I didn't know which way to read this, but we all have something on our list that we want to accomplish this year, so maybe this might speak to everybody as a group. If you got a slow start, then let me encourage you to get up to date and begin to start moving forward. Distractions come in all sizes and shapes. They come from close friends and people you don't know. And this is very true when you're on the road. There's a lot of people that you drive with that you don't know. Let's get rid of the things that are holding you and I back. Grandma pointed out that it should have been me instead of I. Just want to know she was good. Take out a blank piece of paper. Write down the 3 things you want to accomplish this week or month. Next to those goals, write down the fears, worry, or people that hinder you. Maybe your name will appear. If so, then start cleaning out the bad thoughts about yourself. It is time to step out and move forward. The starting point and day have to come. We can wish, dream, and talk about our goals. Then there is the day we have to put our feet on the ground. We have to dig in, learn what we need to learn to make the dream come true. All goals come with a price. Dedication, devotion, discipline, and effort are all energy words. We can't be lazy. That's where I got the laziness. Sorry, Jerry. If we want to accomplish things, especially if you are leading others, you must press forward first. Are you ready?
Yes.
Read this one more time. Stand up and get going. What are you waiting for? Today is the day. Write down today's date on your game plan sheet. It is the starting point, and from this point forward, you will look back and be amazed at what you have accomplished. Do the hard work. Wake up each day believing in your abilities and in who you are as a person. You can do it. Go, Jerry. This was from Taking the Lead, Russell Hellwig. He's in the Scottsdale part of the paper that we get because we live on this side of the street. He's an awesome writer, and sorry I had to cheat a little bit today.
It's okay. It was a good cheat.
Good job.
Should I get over now and get the food ready?
Yeah, if you like. Actually, Mom, I do need you though
Why?
for the water.
I know, but by the time you get all the chairs, I can get the hot dogs rolling.
And so now that we have named our car Majestic, it is time for the launch and christening ceremony. So until we can actually do that, we have to move all the chairs. But before we continue, get away from me. This will be the wine that I've chosen to actually launch the ship with. And the reason why I chose this bottle, I didn't like the fact it was spumante, but the reason why I chose this bottle is because it has red and white as primary colors on it. And since this was originally a White Star ship, the colors are red and white. So I felt that it was really fit.
Are you going to keep the flag on there?
Huh? No, I'm going to keep it on there. Every time I get in and out of the car, the aerial will go into my trunk. That way people cannot steal the flag or the aerial. Or antenna. I always called it aerial. Is it? Okay, good. So that way people can't steal it. Alright. Let's break.
Were the windows always
The back ones, yes. The front ones, no. Alright, now if anybody would like, we can adjourn for some snacks while I get everything else ready. If you would like, we can all adjourn for snacks, and in the meantime, I'll be getting everything ready. I got it.
Yeah, but I don't remember.
Huh?
Which one?
I don't know. I forgot.
I'm not going to whack it.
I thought maybe you
I have
knew
a
her.
different plan.